Hey there, good morning viewers. How you doing? You're welcome to Dawn on Viewers TV. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Benahi Onofe. You know how we do it. I'm not alone in the studio. Here with me, I'm with Mary Jane Agemome. How you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. Good morning, lovely.
Oh, you look so
Like your
nice.
white and red. It's not yet Christmas, so
We're in the mood. We're in the spirit of Christmas.
okay, please don't come and intimidate me on set, I beg.
Of course, when I'm intimidating, you will know.
Uh-uh.
Yes.
Am I safe?
Oh, if you are safe or not safe, you will know.
Oh, shouldn't
Okay, viewers, you know how we do it. We get to review the headlines on the newspapers, and for the second segment, we get to introduce you to and talk about an interesting topic. Okay, for now, I'm going to start with the Nigerian Tribune, and for the major headline on this newspaper, we have deducting $418 million. Paris club refund from federation account unlawful, says NGF, and that's on page 3. And the writer to that alleges 186.547 million dollars, then 19.439 billion naira wrongly paid in 2016 2018 to contractors. Okay, and at the top left corner, we have Anambra Guber election not yet over. I can still win, says Ozigbo. And the writer to that, we didn't call for cancellation of poll, says APC. And then Ihiala election to hold 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. today, says INEC. And get that on page 23. Next to that, court sentences minor to 8 years imprisonment for 2.1 billion naira fraud, and that's on page 3. Then below the masthead, we have attack on NDA, Air Force arrests sergeant. And below that, we have Nigerian facing new dimension of threats, says the defense minister, and that's on page 5. Below that, Imo Assembly Speaker removed. And beneath that, Federal University Lokoja engages 60 hunters to beef up security. And that story is on page 26. And then below the picture for today, we have Ikoyi. Experts canvass integrity tests for 2 remaining buildings. And the writer to that, bereaved families besiege hospital for DNA tests. And then Lagos Assembly wants compensation for victims' families rather, and that's on page 27. And then we have special report, Nigerian losing billions of naira as uncleared cargoes fill up seaports. And beneath that, NIMASA Nimanta DG receives Zik award. And beneath that, Niger to borrow 100.4 billion naira to finance 2022 budgets. Well, that's all we have on the Nigerian Tribune today. For now.
Okay, all right. On the Vanguard newspaper for this morning, the other newspaper that made it to our desk this morning, the first headline on top of the front page above the masthead is food insecurity now a national threat, federal government says. You can get that one on page 7. And beneath that, Plateau holding Lalong responsible for crisis, says PDP as police seal local government secretariat. You can get that on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. After that, there is inadequate jetties, arms, ammunition, others hampering our performance, says the Navy. Air Force sergeant arrested over attack on NDA. You can get that on page 4 of the Vanguard newspaper. That story seems interesting. And after that, there is bandits attack Zamfara village, kill 6, abduct many. You can get that on page 4 of the Vanguard newspaper. Beneath the masthead, the major header for today is tension as supplementary polls hold in Ihalia today. This is no longer news. We actually talked about this yesterday. So subsequent information will definitely get to you. Whatsoever comes out of the election at Anambra, will definitely get to tell you about it. The riders to that is Abga going to Ihalia to fulfill all righteousness, says Ume. APC denies calling for poll cancellation. Holders before APC, PDP, YPP, um, 248,000 votes at stake. INEC must conduct poll in all areas not covered, says Ozigbo. Anambra government tasked Ihalia voters on massive turnout. I have not made any statement on Anambra, says Umahi. Poll begins 10 a.m., ends 4 p.m., says INEC. No cause for fear. We are set for the poll, says police. Chijoke Unwakpa, Vanguard's photojournalist, others escape death. And beneath the picture of the day, drama as ex-pension boss minor gets 8 years in jail for money laundering. After that, you can get that on page 7, and on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper, there is another interesting one. Party Club reformed. Government accused Malami of supporting consultants against states. Beside the major picture of the day, 15 die in Niger, Bauchi auto crashes. You can get that on page 4. And on page 9, IDPs increased by 1 million in last 1 year. Okay, and the last story for today on the Vanguard newspaper is federal government probes $10 billion rip-off contract with P&ID. Okay, that's all for the newspaper segment for this morning. The headlines are pretty catchy and interesting. Not just that, you have to stay informed, so you could get a copy from your local newspaper vendors, or you could just do that electronically from the comfort of wherever you are, and then you can know what's happening in your country. I mean, there are really interesting stories for you to be informed about. So today, just go get a newspaper or do that electronically. But this is where we have to go on a short break right now. And luckily for all of us, this is not where the conversation ends. We'll come back and then we'll introduce our topic and we'll just get talking. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a jiffy.
Oh, thank you for joining us on this show. It's still done on US TV. And like we said earlier on, we had an interesting topic to introduce to you guys, to tell you, and that is the top 3 digital skills for graduates. You know, as people get into the universities and become students, they learn courses, they meet persons, they garner the rightful relationships, and they graduate. And then at the top of their head, they're looking for the right skills to engage in, and skills that are actually relevant and in high demand. So we are going to fill you in on everything. So Mary Jane,
Yeah.
before we came on set, we're talking about these skills. Like, you know, we have so many skills out there,
Yeah.
digital skills and what have you. So we talked about the relevant skills because everybody wants to do stuff that are actually relevant.
Not just relevant, but something that will actually pay off, because
Yes.
somebody has to work to put food on the table. So basically, we came across like 3 important digital skills for graduates. I mean, there are more. In fact, there are many. Okay, that graduates can indulge in. But basically, there are 3 important ones, because even for business, small scale businesses these days, we find out that these things are really necessary. So the first on the list is programming, web and app development. I don't think anybody will tell me at this 21st century that you haven't heard of coding, or you don't know what programming is, or you might not even be into programming or know everything about coding, but at least you should know what programming is and how valuable programming can be to your business or you as a programmer. Those persons that can code today, they are held with so much value. And if you place coding as one of the things you can do on your CV, I don't think anybody will think twice before they hire you.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what you think about it.
Because technology plays a vital role in our everyday life. Like you said, programs like let me say the basic thing. Before many persons step out for the day, they write their programs. Like, this is what I want to do. To-do list. Now, when you take that to the digital space, online space, when you program, like you are coding, like I hold my phone, I go into an app, I surf through it and get relevant information I need. The persons involved in such processes are the programmers. They code. You get their programming languages. We have the JavaScript, you have HTML,
I'm
and
telling
on
you.
and on, Python. I'm sure you might be conversant with such linguals.
Yeah.
So they are responsible, these back-end programmers. And surely, when on your CV, like, I'm into programming, I code, and they ask you how many programming languages do you know, like 6, 7 relevant ones. They look at you with this kind of,
Or even aside languages,
yeah,
you say you can code, maybe you don't really know what coding is, and just like creation of an app. Now, all those apps you see on Play Store,
yes,
they were actually created by programmers that they don't just do mere programming. They are into serious programming, like that of coding and
yeah.
JavaScript and what she was listing just now. So for an app to come to life, for an app to be on a downloading site, it went through a lot. Just as gold will go through fire before it come out as that refined gold. It's not easy. You could have created the app or constructed everything, and there's just one small mistake. If you see where people code, if
You
you
will
see
see the,
where
if you
people
just,
code,
it's like metrics when you see all these digits, 0 and 1,
you see
binary,
comma and
whatever.
full stop
Yes,
and question mark, and you're just seeing like rubbish.
I'm telling you.
To me, actually, in fact, if you see where people code, you will respect them,
Takes
and you will
time.
respect programming and coding. Basically,
And
I
that
used to say people who code, they don't have life.
no, they like, it involves your utmost attention.
Yes.
And the amazing thing about programming and web development, it's in high demand because many persons are taking their businesses online into the digital space. Many persons don't want to do this offline stuff.
Yeah.
You earn millions of naira, dollars from using these digital skills. So as persons are taking their businesses online, there's a high demand for websites, high demands for apps, high demands for something, for different things, and programming is involved.
And you might not even be the one you might not even be the one doing the program, because we are talking about graduates. Not everybody studied programming, not everybody is
Yes.
good at coding. But we are trying to say this as a two-way thing, like there is a line and there is like two ends to the line. There is you who needs it, and there is the other end, somebody who can do it, who can offer the services. So the person who can offer the services studied it, knows how to do it, and will make money from it definitely. And you who cannot do it, you need it for your business. It is so necessary and so vital that you would pay the other person to do it for you. But then again, it's going to help you get more money because it's really vital for your business. If
The
you have
thing
an
is-
app for your business,
Mm-hmm.
check out banks today. Like, this is the 21st century. Almost every bank, let me not say every bank, almost every bank, they have apps. Like, let me not call names of banks. You will see that there's something called online transfer, online banking.
Yeah.
This is because of how the world has evolved. So try and involve with the world, because if not, it will pass
And the
you
cool
by.
thing is, many persons like, I went into school, I studied English language, I studied something different. How am I going to be a programmer? Not everybody can go into programming because, first of all, are you patient? Because you have to be
You
very
have to be patient and passion.
Are you passionate about getting things done? And you don't necessarily have to study it in school for you to be a programmer. Most persons, or some persons, are just going to be about figures. After school, they go into academics, they go into programs, they go into like should I say, they involve themselves in these courses where they teach, where they study.
Yeah.
And so when they engage themselves in such activity, you see after 6 months, 3 months, they have ideas of this programming language. Not just program, you need to know this language. How are you going to cope in this setting? How are you going to do this and that? So you can literally do it after school. You
And
get?
let's not also forget online classes.
Yes.
We are talking about the internet now. Let's not forget how online lectures, how people actually take a year course, 6 months course, and then they get certificate for it. There are online courses for programming, there are online courses for app development and all of that. But let's not just focus on programming. Like we said, top 3 digital skills. So right now, let's talk about digital marketing. Like, if you're a business owner, please, I don't want to be.
I'm sure digital marketing has become an household name because everything is digital.
Is digital.
Digital
now.
marketer, everything digital marketing,
Like,
everything
I have over
digital.
15 persons on my WhatsApp contact list that sells clothes. That's just for clothes. I mean, you don't even know which one to buy, but at least they no longer. It does not necessarily mean that you will have a store or a shop. These days, things are very expensive, and you can sell from the comfort of your home.
And the amazing thing about being a digital market, there are different aspects of digital marketing.
Sure.
We talk about online vendors where
Yeah.
they project their goods and
For sale.
services for sale. Oh, that's just an aspect, but
One tiny
for you to be
aspect.
specific, it's not just about uploading your goods on your WhatsApp status for persons to see. Do you know anything about SEO, search engines optimization? Do you know that there's a way you can strategically do something that when persons type specific words, you will just pop up. You get there are ads, there are video ads, there are stylistic measures
Now,
you put in place
promotions
to
too.
promote
Promotions
your
too.
business.
Promotion. You might just be a small scale business owner,
Yeah.
and you're on Instagram and whatever digital marketing. Of course, we are talking about marketing specifically. Then we are talking about how to use the digital equipment to foster marketing. Now you're on social media, you're on Instagram, you just put your name. Let me say you are Shola Clothing, for example. You are Shola Clothing, and then you sell clothes. All you do is this clothes is for, or maybe you just keep your clothes and then you take a picture of them and you sell. Of course not. That's not how it is done.
No.
We want to see every piece by piece. Even if it's still you arrange it together, make your page beautiful.
And the beautiful thing is that there are apps that you can make use of their services for free, like designing apps. You don't necessarily have to be this.
I have made use of those ones.
Good. So as an online vendor, you're like, okay, I want to be deliberate about what I'm doing. There are apps. You just put one and two together, bring out your creative skills, and then I'm just talking about persons that are even selling. Now there are persons that, okay, they are not selling anything, but they want to go into the core business of digital marketing. You can also learn this skill there. We talk about ads, promotions. In fact, if you look at the whole digital marketing space, you'll be like, wow, it's so broad and persons make money from, because the basic thing about business is for profit
and
making.
sometimes if you know what you are doing, you don't really need to go and call somebody to make certain designs for you, because it's still marketing. Let's not forget that digital marketing, whatever you put forward is what people see. So how you actually arrange it, the branding and everything has to do with the marketing. So that was how I was talking about your page, your whatsoever. How you put it is what will interest people, because sometimes even these days you see it with food. When we were growing up or back in the day, people just sell food like that. But these days you see chef coming out and they tell you, no, you have to put this one this side. You have to decorate it. People now sell food that you're supposed to eat under 30 minutes. They build it like a house just to make you interested in the food. And even when they snap those things and they put it online, you're so interested, you don't even know how it tastes yet.
Because millions of persons are more active online than even offline. They'll tell you, I'm available online, but you want to see me or talk to me offline, I'm not available. So when you have somebody spending a considerable amount of time online, just key into that. Because many persons, they are hungry, there is gas, there is food, they will not stroll into their kitchen to cook. They will literally go online, order food. The food is
okay. Sorry, speaking of ordering food, now do you plan on ordering food for both of us?
What do you mean?
Like after the show, do you
So
plan?
you are hungry.
Okay, is it not? I'm hungry, is a feeling.
No, you are hungry.
I'm
We
hungry.
are looking. You are hungry. With your fine makeup, she's hungry.
Please. Okay, the last one that we would like to talk about before we leave is social media. Now we're already talking about digital marketing. Let's not forget that social media has a very big role to play on digital marketing. Now you cannot be doing digital marketing and you're not on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. People get jobs these days from LinkedIn. All you just have to do is put your profile, then let people will find you. They know what you do and they will find you. I know a lot of persons that have gotten jobs through LinkedIn. I mean, somebody just calls them from somewhere. I remember a friend or our friend rather telling us how somebody got a job. All they did was just take his email from his Instagram page, and then they just sent him an email like, we want you, I've been following you. So you see what social media can do. Social media is not just to interact with people. It's not just for me to say, okay, if I don't see Ben or he, let me chat. People like me do not even chat on social media. What I want is business. That's what
Many persons have underestimated the value of social media.
Yeah.
All they do is just to chat, post videos
And whistle blowing.
and just whistleblowing. The point is for utilizing your social media account is to sell yourself.
First.
Just sell yourself, because it can just be that maybe you are into, I don't want to use clothing, it could just be maybe you are so funny, or you are a writer, you are a ghostwriter, you write e-books, article writings, what have you, you're a blogger, vlogger, and you don't even put yourself out there. You don't even make short videos of what you do, or just write some deliberate quotes about this practice. You are putting yourself out there. Maybe it's have thousands of followers on Twitter, on Instagram, on maybe let's say Facebook, and yet they don't use it.
They don't use that platform effectively. Now I've seen a lot of pages. Now you can do anything on social media these days. I mean, we have this online comedians these days on social media. Before there was nothing like that.
I'm telling you.
I remember when comedy started. It started with in Nigeria. It started with
not stand-up comedy.
yeah, before stand-up a night of 1,000 laughs.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't forget. I'm not that old anyways. I can't forget. So before we had all these like stand-up comedy, stand-up Nigeria,
Yeah.
AY Live. We know how these people started, but these days we have comedians now from the comfort of their home. They just crack jokes, do something very funny, or go to the streets
And just do
skits.
something.
And you see it online. They never come to your doorstep. They don't put these things on CDs. They don't spend that much anymore, but they make use of social media. People get clients on social media. I could be looking for I want people to know what I do. First of all, I have to be on social media these days. I have to tell them, okay, I sell clothes. Then I can put my phone number there and they will contact me. What if somebody's looking for an art exhibitor, okay, or a painter or something? You could do your work and put it on social media too.
Yeah.
Definitely people will find you. That is where your clients are. That is where your business is today. You don't necessarily need to have a store, a shop. Please, you don't necessarily need to go to church to go and buy and cast one devil.
Do you know that some persons that are even online vendors, they don't have these goods that with them.
They don't.
They don't. In fact,
They don't.
all they just need to connect the buyer with whatever they want, their demands, and to the seller.
Social media allow this middleman character to play so well, because I can be a middleman now. I'm not the one selling the clothes. I'm not the one buying the clothes, but I'm making money because I am the middleman. So all I have to do is to connect people. Let's not forget networking with social media.
I'm telling you.
Networking. If you are alive now and you are not networking,
it goes hand in hand. You can't just do one thing and you are not trying to network with other persons,
I'm
or
telling you,
just bring everything together to make sense. No, it goes hand in hand.
it goes hand in hand, like my dearest sister said, who's going to order food after the show. So so this is where we have to wrap up the show for today. Thank you guys for joining us so much. We really appreciate you. You know, everything in life must come to an end, but not our gratitude. Here at VOS TV, we love you guys so much because you guys are always there for us. You do know you can follow VOS TV too. On YouTube is VOS TV Nigeria, and on Facebook is on YouTube is VOS TV News. On Facebook and Instagram is VOS TV Nigeria. There's food in my mind. Forgive me. All right, and all our programs, don't just watch done on VOS TV alone. We have other programs like Women's Quarters, Sports Arena, and a lot of other programs that you can key into, Inside Life, and many more that you can key into. Just follow us and stalk us. We are right here for you. So until we come your way next time, do stay lovely, do stay safe, and do stay blessed. Bye for now.